Good evening. We are in Henderson, North Carolina. This is our 28th state in Pablove Across America history. This is our fourth year doing this. When we crossed the state line a few hours ago, it was a very emotional moment. We always stop at state signs and take photos and take video. The funny thing this year is that in New England, for whatever reason, some states don't have state signs on these back roads that we ride on. I guess they saved those budgets for the freeways. So today was a really special state sign because it was actually there on this back road that we were on. It wasn't a very big sign, but it marked the state line anyway. I've been apparently in 28 different states riding my bike as a fundraiser for the Pablove Foundation. Our head mechanic, Chad Contreras, has been with me in every one of those states, and he is one of the most amazing dudes I've ever met. He has a heart of gold, and I love him dearly for his dedication to Pablove Across America, and it was a very emotional stopping at that state sign today, and we shot a video which Megan is going to post tomorrow. So suffice to say, we're very happy to be nearly complete with this year's ride. The sense of accomplishment and the sense of satisfaction among the riders and the crew out here is just amazing. Our dedication tonight in our resting hours is to a little boy who lived right near where we are right now. His name is Walker Gorney. He was from Chesapeake, Virginia. We rode very near to there when we were crossing through Virginia, and we always try and have some sort of a geographic connection or some sort of an emotional connection to why we're doing dedications. And so to the Gorney family, we're doing this one while we're in your region. Walker was diagnosed with Ewing's sarcoma when he was 3.5 years old, and we were talking at dinner tonight about how it's very difficult to diagnose pediatric cancer because kids are constantly getting banged up and getting sick and getting colds and flus, and it makes sense because their immune systems and their bodies are developing, and things get funky when you're at school and 10 kids have a cold or something. And so Walker had weeks of complaints, his mom told us. He had leg pain, he had fevers, and I'm assuming that his parents thought that this was just a normal thing for a 3.5-year-old to get involved in. And certainly Joanne and I, prior to Pablo being diagnosed with Wilms tumor, remember that he, had a runny nose and was feeling a little bit under the weather, and Joanne took him to his pediatrician the very day that he was diagnosed with cancer, and he was, he didn't detect anything. So this is a very normal occurrence, and at some point, Walker ended up getting an MRI, and they immediately found a tumor, and it was pressing up against his spinal column in such a way that he was nearly paralyzed. As I read this information in front of me, it stops me in my tracks because I've been in those imaging rooms. You have a bunch of basic imaging when it comes to pediatric cancer or any form of cancer. You have a CT scan or a CAT scan, you have an MRI, you have an ultrasound, and then you have the old favorite X-rays. And it's all different degrees of radiation. And when you're in these rooms, you're trying as a parent to go behind the glass to the operator and see if you can see anything, and you're trying to get information out of them. Of course, they can't tell you because it's against the rules. They're supposed to let a radiologist or your oncologist relay that information to you. And reading this information about Walker, I'm just taken back there. And one of the things I try and convey in these videos is what it's really like for us parents to be cancer parents, or at the moment that we're told your child has cancer. It changes your life forever, not just for that week or that month or it was a close call, but forever. So our dedication to the Gorney family, to Walker's parents, Charlie and Laura, and to his big brother Mason is a very deep one tonight. This is our second last night. We'll roll into Raleigh tomorrow. And Mason, we want to send a special shout out to you. Mason's 11 now. He was 6 when Walker passed away, and as a brother of someone who died from cancer, we were both adults when it happened, but we're still brothers. And as the stepfather of Pablo's brother Grady, I know what it's like, and I can see what it's like for another child, and I have a very, very, very deep place in my heart for the sibling of a cancer patient who passes away. So Mason, I wish you were here right now to sit next to me in this video and talk to me, but I'll have to wait for that day. And for now, I'm going to send a shout out to you and send you all the love that I have. And in closing, Laura asked us to give a shout out to Walker's nurse, Kristin Ellis, who's become a close friend of the family. And again, there's nothing like a great nurse or a great social worker or a great medical technician in a hospital who just makes things more human and more personal and more survivable while you're in the confines of a hospital. Kristin, thank you for being a nurse with a giant heart and making such an impression on this family. We need people like you to help our kids and just as much our parents and siblings. So from the Pablove Foundation, we wish you a good night wherever you are, and we'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye.